And we are live here for episode 8 of the Backdoor Cut podcast with Jamie Rico of LakersPulse.net. That's finally working. Look at that. Thanks,
Hi.
host.
About time.
Yeah, thanks, HostGator.
Yeah.
Also, Nelson Espinal, not famous Nelson, and then myself. And I just tweet a lot and apparently piss people off. So
Truth.
true. And Jamie gets me in trouble on Twitter.
I do.
Okay, so there's a game here in about 2.5 hours, give or take.
Yep.
Let's just real quick though go over the last game. Did you guys catch any of the last game?
Last game was, who was it?
It was
It's like a week ago, man.
oh, I know, it was on was Friday?
Yeah. Oh, the Grizzlies. Yeah.
Yeah.
Against the Grizzlies.
Yeah.
Home and home.
Home and home. Kobe was out, so Anthony Brown, of course, was in. He materialized out of the dog food from the dog house of Byron. So that made no sense. I mean, I still don't understand. I never understand why he was taken out in the first place. Did you guys have any quick thoughts on that one? I mean, other than the game was terrible.
Russell looked great, as he has for the last, 2 months now?
Of course.
Russell and Randall looked good. Clarkson was really good the first one, right? If I remember correctly. And then not good at all in the second one.
Well, he finished better, I think, in the second one than when he started. Because he started out with, 0 for 3 with 2 air balls or something like that.
Ended 4 of 16 for 8 points.
So, no, it was just terrible all around. I think, obviously, the biggest thing was D'Angelo looked good, but we were down so bad that Byron didn't even play him in the fourth. We had the catalyst or whatever in there.
Yeah.
I do want to say real quick, with Kobe being out, he said that he was not going to miss any games unless, he was really hurt. So apparently he was.
And he'd be more likely to miss a home game than a road game.
Exactly. Am I muted? I got a weird button on my.
You have the button on my screen too, but I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a concern. I mean. He doesn't mean much to the future, obviously, but it just sucks seeing him like that.
Yeah.
No.
Like I've been saying, we're going to hear that he's really, really hurt when the season's over.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
absolutely.
After all the crap Vidi got the last 2 years, he should be praised for putting, him, stitching him up with duct tape and super glue. So, let's move on from the games real quick. Let's get to Nelson's big board.
Yeah, go read it, everyone.
Yes, it was really good. There was a name missing that a lot of people, I'm sure, did not like. I don't know if have you gotten any feedback from that one, Nelson?
Yeah, I have. Sadly, I have. I actually think he deserved to be number 10, but I didn't put there just to prove a point that he doesn't belong in the top 5 conversation or the number 1 conversation or top 3 conversation. He doesn't belong there. I think people are comparing him to Dwayne Wade, which is
I've seen that.
Stupid. I don't know.
It's not even a comp.
Better Jody Meeks. That's essentially what he is. A better Jody Meeks. And if none of you guys really caught on who that was, I don't know if you said it, Nelson. That's Buddy Hield. Great shooter, not a very good defender, at least right now, but he is not a top 5 pick. Nelson, in our group message, you sent us the link or just a screen capture of, was it Seth Davis?
Yeah, Seth Davis.
Of if Buddy could actually, contest for number 1 overall. No GM is that stupid, okay? What was the terrible? Is it Billy King or whatever? The terrible Nets GM before he got fired.
Yep.
Even he wouldn't do that. That would just be stupid. You want to go over it real quick, Nelson?
Yeah. So I had Simmons, of course, at number 1.
Of course.
Ingram at 2, and Bender at 3. Speaking on Bender, I still think he's 3, even though Jalen Brown's gaining ground. I think Jalen Brown's past Dunn at this point. I think he's number 4, and I think I'd slide Dunn into maybe 5, and then drop Jamal
I've,
Murray
s-
into.
I've seen real quick. Sorry, I've seen Dunn slide down on quite a few mocks recently, as far as like 8. I'm not saying that's not right. I think he's absolutely how you have it ranked. I actually really, even though we always disagree on here, I really liked your big board. You did a great job.
Thank you. And then I think Jamal Murray is my most difficult to rank because I actually really like him. I'm kind of a biased Kentucky fan, but still, I actually really like his game. I wouldn't compare it to D'Angelo Russell because that's not fair to Russell or Murray. But like, if you look at their play styles, they're similar, not in the way that how they pass, but how they score. They're not like extremely athletic, but they change speeds very well, and they operate well at a pick and rolls. Not Murray's not that good of a playmaker. I think he's averaging more turnovers than assists, so that kind of lets you know that he's going to play more shooting guard than point guard. But his vision doesn't seem like mediocre. It seems like above average, and if you can develop some more passing skills, I think he can become a point guard.
I've heard a lot of Bucks fans want him.
Yeah.
Can he
After,
shoot?
Oh, he can shoot.
Then he can't go with the Bucks.
It's definitely come on. Earlier in the season, it wasn't great. We had that podcast where I said he wasn't shooting great at the beginning of the year.
I get him and who's the other guy who can't shoot, but everyone says if he could figure it out, who can be a superstar?
Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, I always get those two confused.
That's the guy that Nelson has after Murray.
Okay.
I love Jaylen Brown. I have him on my like big board at like 4.
I think it was Ben
Rosales
Rosales who said that if he can be an average 3-point shooter, he sees him as a superstar. I think.
Oh yeah, for sure. Even without the shot, if he continues how he is right now, he could be a small forward DeRozan, a small forward DeRozan. But if he even shoots how he did in high school, because in high school he shot 38% from 3. I know that's obviously different because the 3-point arc is obviously farther back in the NBA. But he's starting to knock it down. He needs a shooting instructor. So that's just needed. But
Yeah.
after Brown, keep going, Nelson.
I want to add a little bit more on Brown. I've recently been looking a little bit more into Brown because I'm going to do a scouting report on him. And his shot, when I see him shoot it, it seems almost like a bit rushed because his release seems slow. So if you rush your release, a slow release, then it's not going to be as effective as when you take your time. Like, I've seen him square his feet and knock down like 3 consecutive 3-point shots, and some of them contested too. So he has the potential to make them, just that he needs to work on his mechanics and maybe make the release like a little bit more faster. And then after Brown, I have Jakob Pertl, or Jakob whatever. I don't really care how you say his name.
Jakob Pertl.
Oh, wow. Okay. I think he's another option for the Lakers at 3. I mean, he's not like going to be a superstar or maybe even a star, but he's a solid starting center. Good defense, good off the pick and roll, surprisingly good hands. I think his freshman year when I saw him play, he had like rock solid hands. He couldn't like really do much pick and roll. And now he's developed like nice soft hands. Developed the left hand. His offensive game's improving, so that's a good sign. He's a bit older. He's a junior, so that's kind of raising a little bit.
He is a young junior.
Yeah.
I don't know if you knew that. He's actually a really young junior.
Oh yeah, international guys.
Yeah.
And then Henry Ellington from Marquette was number 8, which is another. This draft is not like super deep, so the order isn't set yet, so players can move up and down. So when it comes to Ellington, I think his ability to stretch the floor, I think a comparison to Kevin Love could be raised. Stretches the floor well, can run the break, surprisingly decent handle. On defense, he's so-so. He's not quick, he's not fast, but his feet are quick, so that helps him recover at times, but sometimes his fundamentals aren't as good. From then on, it's Ivan Rab, which I've seen as high as 4, which seems a little bit high to me, but I see it because he's young, but he's super raw, and he has a nice mid-range game. He's polished inside. Like, he can make anything inside. Like, you give it to him in the post, and if he gets inside, like, within 5 to 4 feet, like, it's going in. His defense is a liability because he's not that strong. He's, like, sort of like Brandon Ingram, but the power forward version of him. And the last one is Furkan Korkmaz. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how you say it.
I think you nailed that one, yeah.
He's the playmaking shooting guard slash point guard-ish from Turkey. I liked him more than it was a toss-up between him and Buddy Hield because of their age. I thought I went with the younger guy because that's how I usually go. Like, if it's that close, I usually go with the young guy because of potential and ceiling. His
Same
shooting,
here.
his shooting I think could become better than Buddy Hield in the NBA. He has a nice stroke. He hits tough shots, hand in the face. And the competition that he's facing is much, I'd say, harder in Europe than it is right now. He's not getting that much playing time, like he said in his interview in Draft Express, but I still think he has a lot of potential to become at least a six-man. I think that'd be his maybe realistic ceiling. I think maybe he could become at least a decent starting two, which wouldn't be that bad for him.
He, I think, is one of the more intriguing guys to me. I haven't seen a ton of them. I have to admit I've just been kind of stuck on Ingram because, well, okay, so I watch LSU games, I watch Duke games, and I'll try and catch like Cal games or
Oklahoma.
No. Oh goodness, Cal games, and then I've tried to catch a Providence game. I've never been able to catch Chris Dunn. I've watched him in film. But, oh, goodness, Korkmaz? I don't know. Like I said, he just is really intriguing to me because he's 6'7". He's, big enough to play a 3. I mean, honestly. I like the shot. He's not going number 2. This is like, and he isn't going like Hazonia last year.
No.
I think Hazonia was a much better prospect. But
now he's buried in Orlando somewhere.
To LA. To LA. If you guys were following me during the All-Star break, I was just like gushing over
I love his game so much.
Oh my, he is the white Kobe.
He certainly thinks he is, though, at the very least.
Yeah.
You guys love Hazonia, but you guys hate Jabari Parker.
I'm just messing. I've never been a huge fan of Parker. I don't know what it is, and he's been, of course,
he's in the Rockets. I mean, he's.
And I was just about to say that, of course, we said on the last pause.
He made his first 3 this year.
I wasn't a huge fan. Oh!
He's been hitting a lot of mid-range shots, so I mean, it wasn't that much of a surprise. You guys keep picking up Parker.
No, I like Parker. I think he's not utilized.
Yeah.
No.
To his peak.
I agree. If he could like stretch it all the way out to 3 more often, then I would love it. I mean, I think that's what it really determines. If he's gonna touch his ceiling for me. Back to Korkmaz. I have no clue of how high he will go, but a team that I think that would really look at him would be New Orleans at like 6 or 7. I think they're at right now. They need young wings. I've seen Buddy picked at them or mocked to them.
I saw Buddy at 9 today.
Buddy, I think is. Yeah, Buddy, I think is older than Anthony Davis. I'm pretty sure on that one. Maybe I'm wrong.
Is 22, I think, so probably.
But is he 23? Because I know that Hield or however you say his name, he's 22 at least right now, and he'll probably be 23 when he starts next season.
Yeah, he's 22, 23 in December.
Well, Draft Express just put Brown over Bender. That's something.
Oh yeah.
Anthony Davis turns 23 in March of next year.
Yeah, oh yeah. So he is older.
That's crazy. Oh man, Anthony Davis.
I don't like that fit. I don't like older guys. I just don't.
I don't know. I've been told on Twitter that age doesn't matter.
Which is a load of crap. That you brought up a great point, Nelson, of Brown at 3 for Draft Express. I thought that was really interesting. I probably would have Bender at 3 on my big board. He just the contract situation just scares me. You know, if you're picking at 3, you want that guy over here right now. Especially like if you're the Sixers, whatever. Like they're not going to be good probably for a couple more years. But we got pressure, stupid pressure because of a stupid deadline set by someone. To be good better or to be
great.
To be great faster, which we'll get into that in a little while. But if it wasn't for the contract, I would pick Bender. If the contract and he can't come over, I'm going Brown because I think Dunn has fallen off a bit. So
I actually really like Dunn. Like in the beginning of the year, I wasn't a big fan of Dunn. I actually thought he was being overrated because of the team's success and how he's carried a team. But like watching him operate from the pick and roll, it's just so good the way he does what D'Angelo Russell does, where he changes speed, but he does it so much faster and fluid. It's really amazing how he splits usually the double teams, and when he splits because sometimes 2 people come on him or 3, and he just splits them and just goes to the hoop with like kind of Russell Westbrook authority. But if he ever does make a 3-point shot, I think he's going to be a really good point guard.
Oh, and he's not a non-shooter. We've talked about that before. He's not a great shooter, but I would go Brown. We have a big hole at 3. You know, Brown has a really high ceiling if he can develop the shot. If not, he still has a pretty good ceiling, and he could be a potentially elite defender because he's really athletic. He's not super long. He's got length to him. I don't think I think he's what 6'6", 6'7", or something like that.
6'7".
Yeah, and then I think his wingspan is about 6'10" or 6'11". So he's not T-Rex, but he's also the dude is ripped already. Like he's kind of like the Ben Simmons. He'll be 20, I believe, by the time the NBA season starts next year, which is why I hate the one and done rule. I hate it with a passion. And moving it, he moved the goalpost on that one too.
Yeah, I saw.
He really did. Darius Soriano got him really good with that.
I couldn't keep up with it. I was
Lakers.
at work. I couldn't keep up with that whole thread, but yeah, I saw some of it.
Oh, dude, it was brutal. And then someone what's the guy? 3-point shot or something like that .com. His name is. Ratingthrees.com. There you go. He got into Moutier versus Russell, and you're going to lose that one if you're going to Moutier.
Not even close right now.
No, and
especially the last 2 months.
Oh yeah, I've said it on the podcast before. I love Moutier, and I hope. I was talking to Jim. Shout out to Jim on Twitter. We and him were going back and forth. I really hope he makes it. You know, I don't know if he will because the shot is it's broken. I didn't realize it was that bad. Yeah. So, and he's not even finishing at the rim. Like, that's what really gets me. I think it's partly because of spacing there, up in Denver. The lane gets clogged, but I mean, you would still think he would be able to finish better. But
turnovers really worry me, even though he's young. They're high.
Yeah, they are. I don't know. I just really, really hope that Moutier turns out to be good. But Russell is
good right now.
Oh my word! And I in a redraft. I don't care. I've been sticking with this. In a redraft, I'm still taking Russell too. I am not taking Porzingis over him. That's saying as a person that has believed in Porzingis before, like everyone else did, you know. But
I think in a redraft he still goes 4.
2 or. Oh no.
Because I don't think Philly can take him. I mean, they could. They're Philly.
They
But
he
I think he should go 3, but
yeah
I
okay.
don't think
So
Philly.
in a vacuum he goes 3.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so
Yeah.
in a vacuum, redraft vacuum, of course he goes 3.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Where
I
does
do have to
Okafor go in a
say
vacuum?
I do. Phil would love Okafor. As we've said on here before, we always bash Okafor. He's played really well.
He has played better.
Um,
Yeah.
he's still terrible on defense, and it Jonathan John you know who I'm talking about, right? John Tazarks, Tsarks. I think he writes for the Cauldron,
I don't
SI.
know.
Oh well, he's a really good follow. I'll have to send you his profile
Yeah.
later. He wrote a story of between Okafor and Noel, and of course,
Oh, I saw
Noel.
that one. Yeah.
Yeah. Noel just blew Okafor out the water
Yeah.
because Okafor is just terrible on defense.
I don't think people realize how effective Noel is.
I know.
Like, he's such an afterthought down there and
I know.
really good.
Afterthought to send to the Lakers. Okay, perfect fit. I'm going down with the ship on that one. Even though I do have to say I've finally.
If the
come
Lakers
around on
could
my
get
side.
Noel, I might be okay with
say
drafting
that.
Simmons. If the Lakers could somehow get Noel, I think I'd be okay. Not okay, because I'd miss Randall dearly.
Well, the
And
problem. Okay, so the problem with that is then you still don't. You're gonna have to load up on 3-point
Yeah,
shooters.
you still got a lot
and
of shooters, but it would
1-3.
make it easier, because you'd at least have your rim protector.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'd still rather have
You're gonna have to.
because I
You're gonna
love
have
Randall.
to. Yeah. I mean, the ultimate lineup right now for the Lakers, how it is designed, is 1, Russell. 2, you can either have Clarkson on the bench and you can trade Lou, or you can have
Please.
Clarkson at the 2.
Base.
3, Ingram. 4, Randall. Bays. You could trade Clarkson. You could trade Clarkson for Noel, and then you have Bays at the 2,
I think
which
Whiteside's
I
in
would
there.
love that. I think so too. And he's what is he? 26 or is he going to be 27 next year?
27.
27 next year.
He's going to be 27.
But it's a young
I would-
27.
Yeah, because he hasn't
Yeah.
played a ton and he doesn't have any crazy injuries.
Yep.
We'll get to Whiteside here in a bit. Another article that Nelson's been cranking them out. Look at you,
Nelson's
Nelson.
been a beast.
Yeah. Nelson wrote that Byron
Life of
piece
Byron.
as well.
Yeah.
The life of Byron. That was a good read.
Yep.
Everyone, you guys should go check that out. You want to talk about that, Nelson?
Yeah. Okay. So the inspiration was actually ESPN. Shout out to ESPN because they're the best. Okay. So I was listening to one of their podcasts. I'm forgetting the name right now. And they were talking about Byron, and practically were saying, did Byron get a raw deal? And from then on, you already know how this goes. They say, oh, he didn't get a fair shot. Kobe, D'Angelo, he's done a great job with D'Angelo. He's saved their careers because they're getting too cocky, and Randall has a fire under his stomach now to get double-doubles now because of Byron, and Byron's saving the organization, and Byron would be better than Phil, and Byron is going to be Byron and be more Byron. That's practically all it was. And then the caller's saying, Byron, he's going to save the Lakers. He's going to develop the young core. And it's surprising the amount of fans he still has because he's actually he's actually a really terrible coach. And the amount of fans.
No. He's been a coach. He's been a coach now for is this his 15th year? I believe.
Something around there, yeah.
It's 14 or 15 years. He has 4, count them, 4 seasons over 500. Okay.
And 3 of them were with.
Well, technically 5, but the third one in New Jersey, he got fired. The other 2 was with a prime
Chasing one of the best
Prime.
point guards ever.
Prime. Stop saying he developed him. It was prime kid.
Well, he was that good because Byron came and put him to the next level.
Yeah, and I mean,
So
Chris
sick
Paul
of
wouldn't be the player he is today. I mean, Kyrie Irving wouldn't be with LeBron.
Then he's a point guard whisperer. No, he's not. It took 2 years for Cleveland to get rid of all the crap that he did to Kyrie. Like LeBron himself. Like I hate when athletes say all that garbage. I don't actually ever listen to them unless they're bashing the coach. So like when D'Angelo is bashing Byron. LeBron said himself, like, we have to fix all these flaws that have been instilled in these young guys because of Byron. Like, so and then the New Orleans one, like, you had Chris Paul, who was like destined to be like the point god. Okay, like he was that good at Wake Forest. Like, I don't know if how many people of you are watching have actually watched Chris Paul back at Wake Forest. Like, he was sick. Okay, just kill. Like, and ever since he left, Wake Forest hasn't been jack. Then he had David West and Tyson Chandler, and they got Peja Stojakovic's corpse to nail threes. So that team was talented. It wasn't Byron. I'm so sick and tired of hearing that. And then on top of all that, like how you said, Nelson, I'm sorry, I'm going on a rant. I've needed this. I keep hearing the if oh, dang it. If Byron had a better roster, they would be better. I want to say, yeah. If he had a better roster, okay, all right. Sorry, family members, if you're watching. No shit, he would be better. Okay, just like it's unbelievable. Okay, just if a team is better or has better players, they should have a better winning percentage, okay? We have a better roster this year than we did last year, and we're worse than we are last year. Yeah, like, this team was supposed to win between 25 to 34 games, depending on how high you were on them. I saw some people stupid enough to think it would be like playoff.
I think.
Yeah, I fluctuated.
I had him at 17-20 anyway, so I'll think about that.
Well, you add talent.
Oh yeah,
you add talent. Wait,
Clayton Freeze.
Say that again.
At the beginning of the year, I was getting killed on Twitter for saying that they weren't going to make the playoffs.
Oh yeah, no. Same here.
Yeah.
This was before we all got together on here.
Yep.
Yeah, I was too. Like, you're not a true fan. Like, no, I'm just a realistic one. Like.
Yeah, when I came out with my tank piece, they're like, Lakers should have tanked. We're the Lakers. We're supposed to be good. We're trying to get Kevin Durant this offseason. You know, let's win games, guys. Make it to the playoffs. Let's impress KD.
Yeah. Okay. Do you guys have any more on Byron? I'm kind of Byroned out, okay? Like, I know I always seem to rant. I always seem to rant on Byron, but I can't help it. I can't. I mean,
I just don't know what else to say
Jamie rants on Twitter about Byron.
Yeah, on Twitter rants.
And Nelson rants on Twitter and on here. I just all the time.
Nelson rants on a 2,500 word.
Yeah.
You should have seen the amount of bad words I had to edit out. Like, it was insane. Like, you should just see. I was like in my zone. I was going at him. I was cussing out kids too. Like, I was going at him.
Yeah, just terrible. So I think we could transition there to the front office, right? And Jeannie was on another
she just needs
podcast,
to stay away from things.
Yeah, I think this would be a great time to bring in one of our questions of that we have. From, I'm sorry if I mispronounce your name, Arshak Kirak Osin. It's at SHAQK311 at Shaq K311. How can LA get Magic to come to his senses and stop bashing the front office? I think this is tied to Jeannie all the way.
Yeah.
Because they love each other. Am I blaming everything that has happened to the Lakers on Jeannie? No. There have been fault with Jim, with Mitch, everyone around. Okay, everyone deserves some blame. But why does she get a pass with everyone else?
Yeah, that's what I don't get.
Like, she's like some saint, and anytime she opens her mouth, you want to like just shove like an apple in her mouth and just tell her to shut up.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
The problem is, it's been well known that they don't like each other, her and Jim. They haven't for a long time.
yeah,
So she just bashes him every chance that she gets.
yeah, yeah. And then after the oh my word, when Steph tied Kobe and
It
his
finally
insane
happened.
record of 12.
It was gonna
It was
happen.
coming.
It
It
was
was
gonna
going to happen
happen.
this year. It was going to come. It was coming.
Yeah, and it'll probably get broken this year. So
Yeah, he'll probably do it like tomorrow.
Probably gets like.
Probably. Then Magic said of KD, like, I hope Jim's paying attention.
Oh, I know.
Oh my
Just
god.
shut up, dude. Like, nah, we didn't want Kevin Durant. We've got all this cap space. We're not gonna bother. Why? Why bother? No, you have a meeting with him. The thing is, it's just so unlikely. I still say he's signing a one-on-one deal with a 1 year with a player option. But just both of them just need to shut up. Like, Jim, of all the crap he gets, all of it, like, everyone is blaming him, which is stupid because we've got a pretty good foundation set up.
Right. They've been really, really good at their jobs.
Yeah, they've been really good at their jobs. When was the last time Jim came out and bashed Jeannie for blowing free agent meetings? And she did, okay, people? I know there's a certain one that me and Jamie go back and forth on. He always says it's not her fault. It is her fault, okay? I don't care if it was Time Warner Cable in the interview or the free agent meeting. That's her part of the business, okay? She runs the business end. Damn it. Like, just shut up. Like, she ruined that.
I mean,
like,
she was in that meeting.
I didn't even want LaMarcus. Like,
yeah, I didn't. Yeah. But she was in that meeting, and they had to have another one without her to make it better.
To save face, even. To save face. Like, not just to make it better, but just to make ourselves not look stupid.
Yep.
Like, and we only got the first meeting in the first place because we're the Lakers.
We're the Lakers.
And then I don't know. I've gone back and forth with Philly Lotus, if you're watching, shout out to you. He wants just a total purge of the front office.
Yeah.
And you know what? I totally understand. I totally understand. We're not very good. It's been 4 or 5 years since we won our last title. You're going to tell me that they have completely lost all their basketball knowledge in 5 years?
Yep. And 3 years since they maybe could have won a title.
Yeah. Yeah. So
they're a broken leg away of Nash in Game 2 from being the top 3 seed.
Yep. And that was with a team with no depth. Like, that was just all-star power right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I just feel like I don't have much to say on the front office because I'm not like inserted. I don't know anything about Genie. Like I used to, because I was 10 and all I would listen to is First Take, and he would say, oh, how bad Jim Buss is. So I instinctually thought Jim Buss was bad.
Exactly.
And it was good. So that was just me, and I'm like, oh, Jim Buss was fired. And now that I've learned, I mean, I do think that the front office needs to be not cleaned out, but like pick out like the old guys and bring some new blood. Like I think the front office needs a new face. I don't think a new face would a young face would trade the young guys. That's why if they're gonna trade the young guys, then I wouldn't want to trade the face. But I think
I like that idea. Okay. Everyone always talks about Ryan West.
Right, I was just about to bring him up.
Supposedly he was instrumental in bringing in Larry Nance and Jordan Clarkson.
Yep.
Of course, if people have been living underneath a rock for a while, he is Jerry West's son. One of the obviously like the scouting god.
Yeah.
I would not mind. Okay, so Jim could be fired. He's still the owner. It doesn't matter. What you do is you just let him fade and just like I'm keeping the title name, whatever.
What's the third Buss sibling that nobody knows his name?
Jesse? Is it Jesse?
Yeah, exactly.
Or
he needs to be.
I don't.
Or
I don't know.
Buss.
Right.
Why not?
What you just do is you move Mitch up to senior VP of basketball operations.
Yep.
I think that's essentially what Jim's title is, and then just move Ryan West.
Ryan
I mean, it
GM.
really doesn't matter anyways, because Ryan just got a promotion anyways, so Jerry West didn't steal him up in Golden State.
Yeah, promotion. They gave him a new title. Only
promotion. Gave him a new title, a huge pay raise, and that was one smart thing we did this offseason.
Yeah.
I'm fine with doing that. Honestly, like whenever I go after people online of just bashing Jim, it's because they just praise Jeannie, which is a total fallacy. Like, her job is the business end, and she is a PR nightmare.
Right. Yeah, that's the one thing she should be great at.
Yeah.
Should.
So, exactly.
Well, in her defense, she knows what she's doing, going on the radio shows all the time saying that she wants to get rid of Jim, and that's how you do it. So she knows what she's doing. It's just probably not the best thing to do.
No. And I don't remember who wrote it. It was on Silver Screen and Roll, I think. I don't know. It was one of the big ones. Forum Blue and Gold. I think it was Darius. How he said that Jim should not forgo his ownership position to try and maximize, so he doesn't get fired. I believe that was Darius.
Mm-hmm. I think you're right.
I don't know Darius. You're a good guy. You're awesome. But you don't trade the guys just because of a stupid timeline. Yeah. He's an owner first, okay? Yeah. Like, the Lakers are not a $3 or $4 billion asset for nothing. Like, you don't just start trading people away for nothing, just to try and make it a foolhardy attempt to make the conference finals, which you're not going to do anyways. So, yeah. Did you guys have any more on that?
On the front office?
Yeah.
No,
I think. Sorry, Jamie.
No,
I just wanted to say, you guys talked about like how you guys aren't as harsh on Mitch or Jim on the Howard and Nash trade, and I am actually really hard. Like, looking back in hindsight, it's a terrible trade, but even at the moment, I wasn't as high on it. Like, I saw the name, and you renamed first, and then of course I think it's a great trade. But what you really was giving up was future assets for an old broken down Nash. You can say whatever you want. I think the season before he was still doing pretty good, but I still
just made an All-Star team.
Yeah, I wouldn't give up like 2 future first rounders. Like the Clippers just gave up the first rounder for Jeff Green, which we don't know where they're going to be like in 2 or 3 more years. Mm-hmm. I think the Dwight Howard trade, like knowing the Dwight Howard saga, the Dwight Mayer, knowing how bad that was, knowing how Kobe is, knowing how with Kobe and Shaq happened. I mean, you kind of figured. I mean, Kobe is much more mature at the age that he was, but still, I mean, you kind of figured it wasn't going to work.
Right, but the Dwight trade to me is still great because we didn't pay by him. So for that reason, it's a great, perfect trade, even though we didn't keep him. And I do agree that we overpaid for Nash, but I think when you're adding something you think is the final piece, you have to overpay sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, what was the other option at the point guard?
Yeah, exactly.
And
they needed a point guard, so they overpaid a bit.
Dwight Howard is the key to Dwight being as awesome as he is by having a really good PNR pick and roll guard. Steve Nash is quite possibly the best pick and roll guard ever. Mm-hmm. Okay, so real quick, Steve Nash's stats from his final season in Phoenix. He played 62 games. He didn't play a ton of minutes, but he shot 53% from the field, 39% from 3, 89% from the free throw line. And he actually, whenever he got to play in LA, he was good.
Pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you got.
I do agree it was an overpay though, but.
Oh no!
And
that's
at that time.
At the time, yeah, exactly. We traded for Nash after we traded Dwight, right?
Yeah, it was a couple days or like a couple weeks after, even maybe.
Yeah. So. So, after that trade, okay, dude, we overpaid. I'm not denying that at all. We overpaid. You have to look at the context of the situation. You just got Dwight Howard, who I know we most of us dislike him. Okay, I'm not really a huge fan of him. I wasn't really a super huge fan of the trade. I knew it was the smart trade. I mean, like you said, it was either that or you're going to Max Bynum, who would still be collecting a check. um, you pick up Nash. So what your plan on that is even if Dwight leaves, you've got Nash. Okay, he was older, but he still killed it in games.
He still almost shot 50, 40, 90 his first year in LA, right?
I think he
shot
shot
by a couple percentage points.
So he shot 49.7%.
Yeah.
43.8% from 3-point, and then his free throw was 92, which was one of his high. It's his second best ever. I mean, he didn't have a ton of attempts, but I mean, he killed it when he got to play. Thing is he just was hurt.
Stupid Lillard.
Yeah. So, but the thing is you're not anticipating that Damian Lillard is going to end up breaking Steve Nash's leg. So, and you're
in
not
such a way that it gives permanent nerve damage too.
Exactly, and you're not anticipating that Kobe's blowing out his Achilles. So, I mean, they were older. You cut just a sec. You could have like anticipate. You can't anticipate that. Just a sec.
But yeah, so I do think it was overpay. I would do it again without the
real quick. My wife wanted. Want to see. She's got her Lakers onesie on. So
good start. Yeah.
I know, right? I know. So yeah, she's Team Tank. She's Team Tank. Okay.
You did it.
I love you. Okay, I love you. So what? Okay, back to that. What the whole idea is you have you're assuming that you're having a healthy Kobe and Nash, which is going to, even if you're giving up that draft pick, you're gonna win enough games it's not gonna be very high unless for some reason you got a top 3 pick via the lottery. You know, so that was the thinking. Okay, even if Dwight were to leave, which was a huge risk, obviously, to take.
And I don't think he would have if they won. If they would have been a top 3-ish seed, he would have stayed.
I could see that too.
Yeah.
So, was it an overpay? Was it stupid? Yeah, but I mean, like, what were we gonna do? Like, play Derek Fisher?
And we've kept the picks anyway, so
yeah. I mean,
if you want to hindsight, it's fine.
Yeah. I mean, so my whole thinking is yeah, you might lose the pick this year, but you got D'Angelo last year,
who is a superstar.
Who's a potential superstar, and if you get it next year, say you're in the 7 to 8 range, that could be the 3 to 4 this year.
Yeah.
You know, because that next year's draft is that much better.
Yeah.
Are you losing if you lose the pick? I mean, you can't say that it was a loss or whatever. It was a terrible trade if you don't get 1 or 2, because no one anticipated 4 years ago that we would be in this position. This you know what I'm saying? So as I said in our group message, banners hang forever, flags fly forever. If we would have won, no one would have cared.
Nobody would have cared. Yeah.
No one would have cared.
Exactly.
So,
or even got close to winning, nobody would have cared.
I know. I mean, Kobe played out of his mind, and like Powell had his issues with D'Antoni. Like, the team was a disaster to begin with. So, but the thing is that team had the potential to make it even without that depth.
If you look at their last
with
2
Mitch
months,
being at the, oh yeah, I mean I think they went like 24-8 the last few months, something like that. It was nuts. So yeah, I totally get what you're saying, Nelson. But at the same time, it just you were a title contender even if you weren't.
Yeah.
You know,
you have to make that trade if you think it makes you title contender. Every time.
And it's not like we were in a position like we are now. Like, it'd be stupid right now to try and trade for, you know, an Andre Drummond, which he's not available on the market.
Are you sure?
Let's get him D'Angelo Clarkson, right?
Just throw the max at him and wait and just see.
You're still getting those, aren't you? I can tell. No word. Thankfully, people don't throw me that stupid of stuff very often. But yeah. All right, let's move on from. Did you have anything else, Nelson?
Yeah.
Or...
I wanted to say the importance of this off season for the front office as a whole, because if they don't nail it this off season, by nail it I mean not get a superstar, but like show progress, like at all, it's gonna be bad. For the PR is gonna be bad because it's been I think 2 years, right? A rebuild, and
this will be the third summer.
Yeah.
You can't keep trying and experimenting, like keeping Byron as your coach, or trying a new different coach, or trying a veteran coach, or trying to do this and this. That's why I think the draft pick is so important, because even if you don't draft a player, you can still trade it and get something back, and it won't be something substantial, but it'll still be something back. Or you draft another guy, because this core, I don't think it's as good as advertised. Like Brandon's going to be a star, and Deanna's going to be a superstar, but Carson's going to be a role player, and I think one more piece, if it's Jaylen Brown,
just a hater.
Oh, I'm sorry. Ingram or Brown or Simmons. That'd be perfect for the team. And you have your core. Then you're set. Then you don't need the pick in the next year. I don't think you would need it. I think if we were to lose it this year and then get it next year, I think it'd be like kind of weird trying to fit in a pick with like the 30 of a rebuild. But and I think like nailing Whiteside, like getting Whiteside is going to be important if he wants to come here. And
I completely talked myself into him.
Yeah, you have to at this point.
His play recently, just you have to do it.
Yeah, that's
double with blocks.
That's the next thing on the outline. Is Whiteside. I've talked myself into him. He's like we said, he's a young 26-year-old, going to be 27. He's a monster in the paint.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, freak athlete. He's a monster in the paint. What did I send you guys? Justin Rousseau off of on Twitter. Fly by night, I believe.
An insane more amount of blocks, an insane less amount of minutes.
Yeah, I believe it was my father-in-law's coming through here. Oh my word! Here. Yeah.
This podcast gone totally off the rails.
Yeah, it has. Oh boy. Whiteside has 66 more blocks and 420 less minutes than DeAndre Jordan.
It's insane.
That's freak. Like, yeah. And
if it's just stats, then that's insane. Like, it doesn't matter if you want to say, oh, it's just a counting stat. That's amazing. That's not something common.
Yeah. Counting stats still have their place. When they're that overwhelming, you can't ignore them.
Yeah, I agree. Jamie, you told me earlier that you haven't listened to any podcasts lately.
I haven't had time.
Yeah, Nelson, have you listened to the Low Post recently?
Yeah.
Zach Lowe. Did you hear the Amin El Hassan? Okay. He brought up a good point, and all hate fan are gonna hate me, and they probably hate Amin. He said that Wade is still a really good player, but he does not make people better.
Yeah.
Okay. No. He does not make people better. And I think I posted it to you guys, or maybe it was just on Twitter. What if Whiteside, I mean, obviously he's crazy good, in what he does.
Yep.
What if he is actually better and, like, not as much as a knucklehead, and it's just the controlling bets? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
If he's a knucklehead, whatever. Like, we have Nick Young, who just got pulled over by the LAPD for not having a license plate on a rental car. Took 3 cops. I wanted to become a cop beforehand. That's disgraceful.
Yeah.
He was trying to escape Byron's doghouse, man. Come on. Don't be like that.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought that was a good point. He didn't specifically mention Whiteside, but that was the
I can see that
to me. Like, what if he isn't as crazy, and what if he's actually better without Wade? You know,
I can
and
see that because there's no young guys on that team for him to really be buddies with, is there?
Justice Winslow, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Dragic, still pretty young.
Dragic is 30, man.
30, yeah, he's old.
He's not young.
That
Which
was like
I'm
20.
so glad that he did not
He
come to the Lakers.
fell off a mountain.
He's better when Wade is off the floor. But yeah, I wonder. Amin didn't mention
Maybe, yeah.
Whiteside specifically, but it gives me hope, since I think that's like really the only realistic option for the 5. Because
And also, since I've talked myself into him, I've talked myself into Russell and Randall, who seem to be really high character guys off the basketball court, would help him.
Yeah. Well, Clarkson too seems to be high character too.
Yeah, and Clarkson. Clarkson's Snapchat is awesome. Follow him on Snapchat.
He follows you on Snapchat?
No, everyone should follow him on Snapchat. It's awesome.
I don't have Snapchat.
I don't ever use it. I just watch other people's stuff.
Old timers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought something that was interesting. I've talked to myself on the Whiteside as well. I know that you and me, Jamie, have both been like, no. But it just, and those splits, Zach Lowe brought that up too on Twitter.
They've gone away.
Splits have disappeared. They've disappeared. I think it's because, look at when he was starting. This is perfect. Look at when he was starting, the people that he was playing with. Bosch is a good defender still.
Yep.
So that's fine. Luau Deng is, I would say, an average defender. I don't think. Before he was really good. Now he's just about average. That's what happens with age. Wade is not a good defender, and Goran isn't a very good defender either. I mean, maybe like on man, some of these guys are better. But
Dragic's pretty bad overall.
But I mean, just look at that. Like, he's got older guys around him, that they're not as athletic anymore. They can't defend how they could, so he had to clean up their mess. And with that came bad splits. And now that he's coming off the bench, which is so stupid still to me, like, you're starting Amari Stoudemire. Good job. It's just those splits have gone away. Like, Justice Winslow is already like their second best defender behind Whiteside, and
he's
like
a monster though.
Yeah, I'm still not a huge fan of Winslow because I don't know about his offense.
I don't like his offensive game.
Yeah, he's overrated.
Yeah.
Oh, offensively at Duke, he was a small ball 4. That was the most effective he was at. No one liked to hear that on Twitter though.
I think if we do draft Simmons, which I'm praying God that still happens, I think Whiteside is still going to be a must. So because we're going to need that rim protector, and he's like one of the best, if not the best, rim protectors.
Oh yeah, he's the best rim protector right now.
Yeah. If we don't draft Simmons and we keep Randall, Randall obviously has become an elite rebounder. That's not debatable.
Yeah.
That's not debatable.
No.
He is an elite rebounder right now. I sent a picture of you to you guys. Well, and because he's had a few games like this, Nelson sent a picture to all of us too, where he had like 22 points and 21 rebounds in like 23 minutes and had like 6 blocks. No one would grab a rebound with Whiteside and Randall.
I believe Whiteside's the same, where they just don't put up high counting stats of rebounds. Like, their teams rebound at a higher percentage.
Oh yeah, no, exactly.
I know Randall's like that for sure.
Oh yeah, and I believe
Pretty sure Whiteside
is the
is
same. So yeah.
Nobody would.
Yeah, I mean,
rebound.
I'm still all for trying to go with the younger guy, like Noel, obviously. The next guy we're going to talk about, but I have caves. I'm fine with Whiteside.
Yeah, me too.
In fact, if we can't make a trade, you have to sign Whiteside.
Yep.
So, the next thing they were talking on the low post. I'm sorry, there's just not much to talk about, so it's just all stuff I'm stealing
really
from other podcasts. An interesting one. Sacramento drafted Willie Cauley-Stein at what, 6 last year?
Yes.
I think it was 6.
Yeah.
In the the low post with Amin and Zach. Sacramento wants Ryan Anderson really bad, like apparently really bad. He's from the area, like Sacramento area, and maybe he wants to go back and.
I love Ryan Anderson.
Yeah, he can't play defense.
No, not at all.
But so this they brought up an interesting thing. So if you sign him, you have Boogie, Kufis, WCS, Rhino, and Rudy Gay is a small ball 4. He is not a 3 anymore.
No,
they might run him out as a 3. He's not a 3.
No.
Oh, you mean Brandon Ingram?
You're funny. They don't. I mean, they'd have to like win the lottery for that one.
Remember when Rudy Gay's problem used to be only he wasn't aggressive enough?
What?
Remember when Rudy Gay's only problem used to be that he wasn't aggressive enough?
Yeah. Yep. So, of course, I'm just stealing this from that, and I thought of like they got a perch somewhere. Kufis could bring something, I guess, but not much. The guy that could really bring something is WCS, Willie Cauley-Stein. And did you mute yourself, Jamie? Is it because you're eating?
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. That would be also another guy I would see, like if you could steal somehow.
Yeah, but what would we offer in terms of value? It would have to be like.
Wait. Before you say that, before you finish that, did you see their trade with Philly? They gave up crap to get crap.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean,
probably the number 1 pick. Trading Simmons for Willie Cauley-Stein.
Just a bit off Nelson. Nelson's plotting our murders as we speak. You go into Nelson's room and he's got like our faces on a dartboard and just chucking
them. If the Lakers get the number 1 pick and take Ingram, Nelson is going to hate me for the next week.
No, he'll probably hate me forever.
Oh God!
Like, I'm never coming on the podcast ever again.
Watch Simmons be a superstar in Philly and tie with no championships. He'll call him a bust.
Simmons is going to average a triple-double his rookie year for someone else, and Nelson's just going to lose his mind.
Look,
wait. While we still trade Randall for someone else, and
watch us trade Randall for like Dirk Nowitzki.
Oh my word! Yeah. I think that was all we got besides questions.
Yeah.
That would be too funny. So I already had our Shaq's one. I got 2 questions from Tim at T1M_PSU. When would we expect the new O to be fully implemented and started working? I'm going to assume that this is the new motion offense that Byron implemented, which is a complete joke because there's not a new offense.
He even said this morning that it's just another Princeton set.
Yeah.
So essentially what he's doing is trying to maybe add more motion for Luke Walton to, better next season. So, yeah. No, but in all serious though, if Byron is there, I'm not watching a game. I'm just playing.
I want to say that, but I know I'm going to watch. And
I
there's
know.
nothing I can do about it.
I'm watching because of D'Angelo and Simmons.
I know.
D'Angelo is this good, like almost purposely being held back by his coach. I can't wait.
What I've been seeing more and more is D'Angelo Russell's stats being thrown aside or glorified more because of Byron. So they say because of Byron, and that either he's going to be a superstar or because Byron's holding him back, or that he's doing really bad because his stats aren't as good as a number 2 overall pick superstar should be right out of the gates, even though he's 19.
So there's been like 3 people to be great right out of the gate ever.
Yeah.
Ever. Nope. And one of them, and he played what 3 or 4 years at Michigan State. So
for young guys, you have what?
Yeah,
LeBron.
And
LeBron.
KG
was pretty good. That's about it.
I mean, like Kobe was
never a guard. Kobe's the best high school guard ever by a long shot, which is kind of what Russell is at 19.
Not biased at all, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, I can't think of any other high school guards like him.
Guards. Oh.
Yeah, high school guards. Kobe is like the only really successful, ultra successful high school guard.
Superstar level. There's been some starters and like rollmen and whatnot. They've been successes.
But it seemed big men were easier to transition from high school.
Yeah, which is always funny to me. Like, it's weird. But when should we expect to see the new offense fully implemented? Next year. You don't.
There won't be a new offense this year.
if we have a new coach. You don't fix an offense during season. You do that all.
Just look at 2012
during the offensive season. During the off season. You do that. That's when you change things. Like, you can screw around with things, but it's not going to like drastically improve you or anything. No. Another one from Tim. This is kind of also for Nelson. Any D1 teams we should start watching in the next few weeks with potential future Lakers? I say we should look at obviously the top pick and then like 32. So you obviously you want to talk about the top pick real quick, Nelson? Which teams?
I think you for sure have to watch LSU. Ben Simmons is much TV. And then I think Ingram also falls into that category because of how Coach K finally realized that Brandon Ingram should get the ball instead of Grayson Allen. Because Grayson Allen all he does is trip people. And I think Jaylen Brown's a pretty good watch. I watched the Cal game recently. He's so physically imposing compared to other college players. It's just insane. I think Pirtle's a good one too because the way he's carrying Utah on his back, and I think he's not a real option, but I think I wouldn't mind if they drafted him at number 3. I think Chris Dunn's electrifying whenever you watch him. He's falling off a bit, but I still think that he's gonna have one of his games where he's gonna drop like 50 on some team, and it's gonna be amazing.
And Dunn is at Providence. Jamal Murray isn't. I don't think he's really an option for us.
I think if the Lakers don't have Simmons or Ingram, they're trading it. If I was a bet man, I'd put my money on that. They get the 3rd pick.
I just don't. With Brown, and then if Bender says he'll come over.
Yeah. If Bender says he'll come over, I think that's good.
Brown and Bender are my 2 options. I'm not really super. I really like Dunn. I don't. He's going to be 22 here shortly. So I mean he's only a little bit younger than Buddy. I'm looking. If you're really ballsy, you could say Timothy Luwawu. That's real ballsy. That's with Cole Z. Wicker, the cap strategist on Twitter. He has Luwawu as number 4 on his board. You'd have to be really ballsy to pull that off at 3, though.
I have number 13. I think that's reach.
Yeah. Oh no. I think I have Luwawu as like 6 or 7 on my board.
Yeah, I think I'd rather take Buddy instead of Luwawu.
No, I'd still take Luwawu. He's a 3, and he's not even 21 yet, and he's lighting it up in France or wherever he is. So right now at 32, then you've got tons of options because after 20 is pretty much just super fluid. Like anyone could go anywhere.
I think if you draft Simmons, that Malik Newman instantly becomes an option. I like Dwayne Bacon too, and Malik Beasley, the 2 Florida State guys.
Yeah. Malik Newman is from Michigan State. Or Mississippi State. Sorry. And then, as you said, the 2 Florida State boys.
With Malik Beasley and
Beasley and Bacon. Bacon is old.
Yeah.
Is old. And he is far down on. Am I just missing him, or he's not even on Draft Express's top 60? I don't think I'm missing him.
I think Bryce Johnson or maybe even Grayson Allen could fall.
No, we have Johnson. You'd have to. He's not an option. He's a 4. We have 2 other 4s.
Yeah. 47 of them.
Yeah. There's a lot of international guys, so unless you're just gonna like try and find them on streams, that's difficult. Johnson isn't an option in my opinion. Like I said, we have too many 4s. One that I borderline think you could look at is Cheek Diallo.
Oh, I like
Diallo from Kansas. He's a 4/5. He's not super tall, but his wingspan is freakish. He's 6'9" or 6'10". He's not quite 20, but his wingspan I think is 7'3" or 7'4", and his standing reach is just under. It's okay. It's at 9 feet 1 inch. So it's a little underneath for a typical center, but that's one. And Draft Express has us at with Paul Zipser from Germany, I believe. Go watch the video on Draft Express.
Yeah, I think I'd still take Nigel Hayes or Chris Levert. No, yeah.
Another 4. Hayes is another 4. He's not a 3. No way he's a 3. He can't shoot. Karis Levert, I don't know how he honestly have no idea. I mean, it's just all going to be on medicals, but he would be a great pick if the medical's clear. He's 21 and a half right now. He can play the 1, 2, or 3. He's 6'7". He can shoot. He can dish. He can do a lot of things. He's never lived up to what everyone hoped he would be. But he'd be a solid option. He's from Michigan. Then you got Malcolm Brogdon killing it right now, just absolutely killing it out of Virginia. But he's old. He's over 23 right now. There's just a list of guys that you could go if you're looking for a backup one. Ben Rosales keeps talking about Monty Morris from Iowa State
or Briscoe. I really like Briscoe from Kentucky.
Briscoe's fallen off of a cliff as well.
I think he was like top 10 projected in the preseason.
Yeah, he's about to be 20. And then Tyler Ulis. He's already 20. Both of those guys are at Kentucky. A guy that I would look at there's 4 guys I think really in contention for it. A.J. Hammond's the center for Purdue. He's really old, but he could do quite a bit of things, and I don't think Purdue uses him correctly all the time. Gary Payton the second, that's just so weird. Why don't you just call him Junior? Oregon State. He's an athlete. He's older too, but he can defend, he can switch, he can do whatever you want, except he's not a great shooter, which is weird because his form actually isn't bad. Another one, Maryland, Jake Layman. I like him. He always seems to disappoint though whenever you watch him, which is so weird. He's got all the tools. He's about to be 22. Another guy from Louisville, Duke played him a while ago, and I think he killed it. But admittedly, I was just watching Ingram the entire time. There are 5. Chinananu Onuwaku. Oh, I probably butchered that. He's a sophomore, and he's like 9. It says with how Draft Express does it, they're 19.3 years old. So he's 6'10" with a wingspan of 7'2" and a half, the standing reach of 9'1" and a half. So he would be a decent 5 as well. So there's the list of guys. I know I'm just going off of Draft Express.
I think Diallo. Diallo's my favorite guy because of his upside. I think he still has a lot of upside. Raw.
Oh yeah, he was a projected top 10 pick.
Yeah, he was.
If I remember correctly,
a lottery.
Yeah, Tom complains all the time that Kansas doesn't use him right. Tom's a big Kansas fan.
And that's why one thing like Bill Self is a really good college coach. He has a lot of flaws, obviously. He would be terrible in the NBA, in my opinion. He has totally destroyed Diallo's chances. Yeah, his stock. There you go.
That's what
if you could
Tom's
get him,
all the time.
get him at, if you could get him at 32, and he could play like he would be a better Tariq Black.
Yeah.
And then like that's a kill. Like that's a killer move right there. I'm totally fine with that. You know, of course you want to like you. Yeah, I wouldn't mind trading up. It's just so many of those guys in like the 23 to 30-ish range are just international guys, and I don't know enough about them right now. I mean, yeah. There's options out there, and the draft isn't great in the lottery, but there's a lot of role players.
The role players you start early.
And decent starters, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Average starters, bench players.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting them on rookie contracts, so that's
two potential superstars.
Fine.
So, or three if you want to toss into the draft.
Yeah, I mean, there's, and you never know. I mean, you could get a guy. Jimmy Butler was drafted, what, 30th?
Yeah.
Honestly,
like
Curry. Nobody thought Curry was beneath this good. If you did, you're lying.
No, I mean, and he was drafted what, 7?
Yeah, he was 7. But...
I mean, yeah, no one. Don't tell me you knew he was going to be.
You're lying.
Like,
100% lying.
You're full of crap.
Skip Bayless always says that he'd take more of Blake Griffin.
Right now?
No, in the draft.
Wait, that he would that he would take him over Blake Griffin?
Yeah,
or that he would have?
In the draft. Yeah, he would.
That he would have. No, he wouldn't have. That's full of crap. He was
maybe in a redraft right now.
All in on Blake. He was.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course you take Curry. Curry's like he's 1A right
player.
now. I 1A and then 1B Durant.
Yeah.
I'm with Jamie on that one. I'm going down with the ship.
Curry just gets the bump from everybody because he is infinitely more entertaining.
Oh yeah. I would.
I
would love to see how good Durant and everyone. Kevin Ding, I'm sorry, your article was trash. I would love to see Durant. It would be unfair. It would be totally unfair. I would love to see Kevin Durant in Golden State just to see how crazy he would be in that system. Because
that team, they might go 80-2.
I don't think that's honestly a realistic thing, but I mean,
I think Durant.
I could see 5 losses in a season.
Yeah.
I mean, but then you're losing depth and whatnot.
Not
but
much.
they're
Just
so
Iggy
smart.
and Barnes, right? That's what they would have to lose.
No, Bogut. You have to do Bogut too. Sorry, my dog's freaking out. Yeah, if we could get superstars to stop ISOing, that's one reason why I hate watching LeBron James. I can't watch him all the time because all he wants to do is ISO.
Yep.
When he is in the transition flow of the game, it is awesome.
Yeah.
When the games slow down and it just goes. Yeah. Anyone does that. I mean, I'm not just picking on LeBron. I feel stupid for saying that because LeBron is awesome. But that's just the easiest one to go to. Durant and Westbrook do it in Oklahoma. That is not entertaining basketball, and that is one reason why I love watching Golden State. It doesn't matter if it's crunch time. Everyone is touching the ball. Everyone. The crazy game against Philly where Golden State almost lost, Harrison Barnes was the one that made the 3-point shot.
Oh, yeah.
Which he's a small ball 4. I would still, I guess, I'm at the point where I would just take him as a 3, whatever. But Chandler Parsons supposedly is interested in LA now, and if you're confident in his knee, he's apparently been killing it the last 20 to 25 games though.
Yeah, he has been playing a lot better. Yeah,
he's got a true shooting percentage. I don't remember who said it, of 59% this year. Mm-hmm. True shooting percentages should not be that high.
Curry's what 95 or something.
Something like that.
I hate Curry. I mean, I love Curry.
Just real quick. Oh, I know. He just makes it. It's unfair.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to sound like a whining basketball fan. I love watching him.
Yep.
It's just not. It's not right.
I get
Let's see,
almost upset when he shoots it from the Thunder logo at midcourt for the game winner. And I was like, are you kidding me? As the ball's in the air. So upset that he took that shot, even though I knew it was going in.
Oh, I know. Chandler Parsons is shooting 58.9% on true shooting percentage.
Wow.
That's crazy. And he's got an assist rate.
And that's not even a ton of free throws either with him.
Yeah.
That's
well, which is hilarious. He's a good 3-point shooter. Yeah. I mean, he's 38% on his career. He's shooting 41.6% on the year this year. His free throw percentage is terrible. Like for a guy that shoots that well. Right now, he's shooting 68% from the free throw line.
He's always been bad.
Makes no sense. But then again, D'Angelo.
Oh, D'Angelo.
Yeah, D'Angelo has the same thing going on right now. I don't understand how he's shooting so poorly from the free throw line. I think it's all rhythm. He shoots it too quick. Him and Randall shoot it too quick at the line. But
Russell's just like a one dribble shoot, right?
Yeah,
I can recall correctly right now.
Lou does that. Lou just lives at the free throw line, which has value, but I want to deal him in the summer.
The Lakers offense is just so boring. Like just watching Lou just ISO and Kobe ISO and then D'Angelo ISO too.
Anytime I've fallen asleep during a game this year, it was because that Lou and Kobe
Russell
were
wasn't
getting
in.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
In the middle of that third quarter is usually where I fall asleep.
Yep. We got you, Nelson. You sent us one last question, but so before, how come LA didn't buy out Hibbert or Nick? From Bones, you sent a question last podcast, I believe, at Bad to the Bones on Twitter. They didn't buy him out because
no one wants.
I think because he's been a good teacher. I think that's how they're justifying it.
There's a few guys that I would waive because there's a few people in the D League that I would look at. Upshaw, obviously.
Anybody,
guy
buy out Stockton.
No, you just waive him. Like it doesn't even matter.
Yeah. Waive him. Get rid of him.
Do that with Huertas too, or like Meta World Peace. Like I can't believe I actually just said that.
I would keep Meta.
Artest.
He's been a good coach.
Artest.
But the thing is he should realize now, like, you can't play. Like, he should be like, okay, I'll transition into coaching. You know, you waive him and then you give him like $1 million or $2 million contract as a coach. Like, I don't care. Do one of that and then you call up Upshaw. Like, and you keep playing him in the D League, but you get him coaching with Hibbert. You know, I don't know if Hibbert's actually doing that.
Somebody can still take him.
And then you. Exactly. You have him under contract. You know, that is the ultimate lottery ticket right there.
Yeah.
A guy undrafted.
Just give him unguaranteed. That way, if he doesn't work out, no loss to you.
Exactly. I know why other teams haven't signed him, but I don't think that's going to last much longer if he keeps. Because he's doing good, you know. He was sick for a month and then with some type of viral infection, I think.
Yeah, I don't know what that was.
But, yeah, exactly. Another guy that I would be interested in is Christian Wood. He could have been a lottery talent last year. He's just so tiny. But Chris Reichert, the D League guy. Dude, he's awesome for all the D League stuff. He said that he could envision him as a 5. It's like a Tyson Chandler type.
Who's that one guy that's like shooting like 50% from 3 right now on the Defenders?
Oh, I think his name is Ingram.
Yeah, it is. Yep.
Yeah. The thing is he's like 32 or 33. Like there's no upside with that guy. Harper on the Defenders got traded. Or he got signed by Atlanta. And he was a possible 3 option for the Lakers.
The Lakers are bad. There's no reason to have a spot or 2. No reason not to have a spot or 2 for the Defenders.
I know. Like if like the playoff teams are doing this now. Like why aren't we? I don't get it.
16 batters.
Yeah.
See, that's a fair criticism of Jim and Mitch, not the things that Twitter likes to criticize them about.
Yeah, I agree. Last question that we got sent to LakersPulse.net from Justin at Justin21LAL for LA Lakers. He's a good follow too.
Yep.
He holds a good conversation. Realistic scenarios for the offseason with Byron obviously fired. So realistic options for you guys.
Simmons. That's it. I don't need any more. Just the Simmons. Give me Whiteside and give me D'Angelo. That's it. You can trade Clarkson, Randall, and Mitch and Byron.
Trade the pick no matter what. Trade Randall. Trade Russell for a star.
We trade that pick, Jamie, and you won't be alive. I'm telling you right now. We trade that pick. If it's the number one pick, and we trade that pick for Noel.
No, they're not trading number one.
Oh, come on.
We're not trading 1 or 2. There's no way.
Would you trade number 1 for Westbrook? Say Durant leaves.
Nope.
No? Wow. Okay.
Nope.
I will die on that hill. People are gonna like if people actually.
Would you trade it for Towns?
On here watching.
Would you trade the pick and Randall for Towns?
Yep.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I mean, but Simmons is better than Towns.
The reason why I say no with Westbrook is because
he's older.
Sign him in
free agency,
and he's older.
Yeah,
he can't shoot. I still don't understand. Like he is so incredibly dominant. Still, yes, he's a great player. He can't shoot.
Can't shoot.
Yeah, he can't shoot.
Yeah.
You have to you have to have a perfect formula for him to be awesome. I mean, like he put up numbers anywhere, but to like actually win with him, I don't know. I love Westbrook. He is my second.
He's my second favorite player right now.
Second point. Yeah, I think he's the second best point guard in the league right now behind Curry.
Yeah,
absolutely.
If any player in the NBA scares me, and not that like he wouldn't be worth the money, like if he were to stay healthy, is Westbrook, because of just I've said it before, he's just so violently athletic that I'm worried that he's going to land one of these times.
Derrick Rose used to be violently athletic.
Exactly, and it just scares me to death. I know I'm the only person probably, but I'm not. If I can sign the guy and he's saying that he's coming to LA, Okay, so I was listening to Lakers Legacy podcast today. Jimmy Butler's not available for trade because all the same scenarios they gave. Everyone knows Derrick Rose is he has to be leaving Chicago after next year. Jimmy Butler is not being dealt because he's their best player, and for all the reasons that they use Jimmy Butler for, like, hey, we have Jimmy Butler, now you can come to us. Like Chicago can do the same thing with Jimmy Butler. They were talking about like signing Durant, and that's so unrealistic. But like if you are going to sign or like do anything for Westbrook, you wait till the next year, because what you're doing with that is you're only adding more talent if you don't trade it. You know, that's one of my things of like trading all these assets for a superstar, but then you got to get the other superstars and all the other pieces, like, and we don't even have that superstar in place right now. That's the thing. Like, I love D'Angelo, but he is not a superstar player yet. Like, and then what? Are you going to trade D'Angelo? Like,
no,
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Like,
I feel really bad for OKC right now because Durant's going to sign the one-year contract in the summer, and then him and Westbrook are either leaving together or staying together, and there's nothing they can do. Yeah.
And they have can't for like 4 or 3 more years.
And they can't trade them because man, I feel so bad.
Well, they can't trade. They definitely can't trade Kevin. You definitely can't trade Kevin Durant. Like,
no, he'll have the.
Until he does the one-on-one, and then
the one-on-one comes with the full no trade clause, right? like Jordan Hill?
I have no idea. I'm sure Jim will tell us later, and he's great for that later. He'll tell me, and then I'll let you guys know.
Yeah. They're
I
in
don't know.
as bad a position with their players as they can be.
Oh, I know. Well, and then after that, they're strapped with
cancer.
They're strapped with cancer. Yeah. But so the Lakers legacy pod, they brought it up, right? So it's you trade the pick and Randall for
it hurts
or Jimmy Butler. Okay, so you got Jimmy Butler. You got a superstar right there. Okay. Then you sign Kevin Durant, and then you trade whatever left of your assets for Westbrook. That's homerism right there.
Yep.
Butler is on a very, very good deal. I think he's only making $17 million a year for the next four years because I think he got the 5 year.
Yeah, but I still thought that he should have signed the 1 year. I think he wanted to do the 1 year max, and then sign with the Lakers next year because the Bulls were going to match anything that the Lakers threw at him. So, and said that he really wanted to come to the Lakers. I was so excited.
But the thing is what people don't understand about this, because like the same thing with Drummond, you're doing that, but then like you're betting on yourself.
Yeah.
Okay?
Right. So freak injury. Bye bye.
Exactly. And that's the thing. You're not betting on your production because a guy like that, you're going to be producing unless like they screw you out of something. I don't know. Yeah. You're gonna be producing, and even if you have a slightly down year, people are going to pay you anyways. It's that freak injury that you're worried about. Like we were all talking. Me, Jamie, TJ, and Nelson were all talking in Messenger about like the Portland Trailblazers, like what was it, 8 years ago when Odin was drafted.
Yep.
So when Greg Oden was drafted, look at that roster when he was drafted. They had Odin, they had Aldridge, they had Brandon Roy. They had he was one of my favorite players to watch.
He was so fun.
They had Nicholas Batum, and then who was their point guard even at the time? I don't remember who their point guard was. I mean, it honestly wouldn't have mattered because those four were just that good. You know, they could. I know that they had Sergio Rodriguez. He could have been a bad starter for them. Wouldn't have mattered because that team was just so loaded with talent. So, but guess what? Odin, in his rookie year, destroyed his knee, and he never, ever was able to live up to his potential. Yeah. Brandon Roy tore his ACL, and then he ended up with arthritic knees. So, like, could a team risk it? Sure. I mean, I don't remember the last time a team signed a guy with a torn ACL. I'm sure there was one recently, but it's just like you're betting on yourself to not have a career-ending injury, and then you're screwed out of that money. You know, I'm always for the player on this stuff. Go get your money. And
none of these people that want them to sign the 1 year would ever turn down $100 million.
Look at the guys that have done. There's only been. Was there one guy that's done the 1-on-1, and that was LeBron? And I mean,
and that's a special case. That's a
that's LeBron.
Who Cleveland will pay him whatever until he wants to retire.
Yeah, which is I'm not in 2 years. I'm not maxing him. No way.
Cleveland
no way. They will. They will. And he'll be a 33-year-old. And oh my God,
LeBron will be GM. LeBron will max himself in 2 years.
Don't ever tell me like, oh, this player or former player said this about a player. LeBron said that Shabazz Napier was going to be a baller, and he's in Orlando on the bench because Miami didn't want him because he's no good. Magic Johnson just said that.
Magic.
Yeah, just said that Ben Simmons is the best that he has seen ever. Where did Nelson go? Did he just have to like up and leave?
Oh,
all right.
Shoot. Bye, Nelson.
No, all right. Yeah. Bye, Nelson. I don't know where you went.
Still alive, guys. Still alive.
Oh,
okay.
Your video went away.
Yeah, my mom said that I have a 10-minute warning. So.
Okay. We're at the end of the outline too, right?
Yeah. we've got the last question was this, the realistic scenarios for the off season. So like, give me an actual realistic one, Nelson. Not like.
I think it would be Tibbs. I think Tibbs comes. I don't think Walton's leaving. As much as you say, Clayton, that he won't turn down a head coaching job. I don't think he's leaving that. I think that situation made perfectly.
Okay. Before we just get into like, tell me when the last time an assistant coach gave up the chance to become a head coach. When he was outright offered the head coaching job, not like he was in competition. Okay, like
he's gone.
He was
Luke's
outright
gone
offered.
Somewhere.
Tell me the last time, because it's non-existent. I've never heard of it. Any sport, not that I can remember, any sport, you don't turn down a head coaching job of like not even just the prestige of it, but you're also getting the head coaching pay. Like it doesn't happen. Like no one ever turns that down. I mean, he could turn down the Lakers. Maybe that's possible. He's not turning down a head coaching job.
Mm-hmm.
Someone will give it to him, and he will be a head coach next year.
Really, the Lakers have to hope that a already good team don't offer him. I think that's the only way he doesn't come.
Yeah, I mean we're already now 7 or 8 teams into that have fired their coaches. I mean he's gonna have options.
Yeah, he's gonna go somewhere.
I've seen that argument online, and I don't see, like,
even
I've
makes
never
it more likely because he's had the taste of it.
Yeah, I mean, just watch him on the court with Steve Kerr. Like, it's like so like, you could say like it's unrealistic that he's coming to Lakers. Totally cool with that one. To say that he's not going to be a head coach next year, I don't believe that for 1 second.
Me neither.
So, I mean, so you can go with Tibbs, and then what?
And then it'd be keeping the pick, drafting Simmons, signing Whiteside, trading Randall and Clarkson to get some assets. And then
Randall and Clarkson to get who?
Assets, just assets. Like, don't sell too low on them, but I mean, you're not gonna get the full return that they were expecting. Sign Bays.
In that case, I would try and go for like Devin Booker.
Yeah. Oh, Devin Booker. Oh God, I love that kid.
Clarkson for. Or even Clarkson and Randall for maybe. Orlando already sold short. Maybe go for Hazonia. That's my boy.
Yeah.
So.
And then it would be maybe trying to get KD. I mean, it's not realistic at this point. Probably won't come. But I mean, you still got to give it a shot. I mean, when there's a big marquee free agent and he shows at least a little bit of interest, you got to give him a meeting. Maybe hope that a prayer could be answered, and maybe he comes. I think that's it. I think that's the perfect scenario for the Lakers. I think if maybe they go low tier free agents again, and maybe try to tank it out or do something similar to that, and aren't as good as this year, and this year's already been bad. Like, they're gonna be good. This team can get 30 wins at least with a better coach. So they're gonna get a better coach.
Yeah.
Tibbs is an upgrade over Byron. Even if you don't like how he runs his minutes or rotations or whatever, he's still an upgrade over Byron. This defense. It will be at least in the middle of the pack. It won't be this far behind. Our offense will be better. Byron's holding back everything. I think D'Angelo will flourish next year more. His defense will get better, which is already pretty good if you look at it for a guy who's supposedly going to be a liability over there because of his small stature. I think that's the dream scenario for the Lakers. Try to get KD, try to show him, and hopefully like he likes it. I mean, you don't really have to get him. Just know that what we're pitching to free agents is working. If he says, oh yeah, I like it, but I can't come here because I need win now mode. But I know what you guys offer, and I like it. I like that you guys aren't just offering LA. You guys are offering analytics, stats, a better coach, young rookies. I like this, but I can't come here because obviously it'd be like the worst situation for him because he only needs a championship.
Yeah. All right. Well, what about you, Jamie?
All right, I got Luke, or really any head coach, different head coach. Keep the pick, Whiteside, and I guess not Parsons. I think that'd be a good start from there. That'd be good to go into the season. I would be pretty upset with anything less than 33, 34 wins next year. I'd be pretty upset.
Oh, and trade the Williams. I hate the Williams. Trade the Williams.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well then, but if you're trading Jordan Clarkson, you're keeping Lou.
That's true. Yeah.
letting you know that one right now.
Well,
if you're trading,
or we could
trading
trade Clarkson and get Buddy. And
don't get me, Jamie. Look, I don't even and I'm not a big fan of Clarkson, but if we get Buddy for that, that's still way too low. God, no, no.
So what was your win total, Jamie? You said 33 to 34 next year.
That'd be my.
What about you, Nelson?
Yeah,
you would hope.
I'm gonna sell high. I'm gonna buy high on the future Lakers team, and I'm gonna say 40 to win. That's selling really high, but buying really high. But I think with a better coach, I think that's realistically where I could see them, and with D'Angelo getting more experience and Randall getting more experience. And if we get Ingram or Simmons, it's going to help our team. It's not going to be a negative. We're not going to have to wait for them.
Right. Yeah.
I think
Randall would be amazing in Luke's offense.
Yeah.
But if he runs something similar to Kerr.
Oh, which he will, I think.
Yeah.
42. Oh my word. I think so. I think I know that like you said you're selling high. I just don't know about that one. I think that's a little too high.
Yeah.
I get it though. I'm not gonna. If you hit a lot of those free agent points and you make smart, like say you do take Simmons and then you trade Randall and Clarkson for Booker or Herzonia or something like that, and you sign Whiteside or whatever, I could see it.
Yeah. And then Russell really breaks out.
Yeah, it's not entirely realistic.
I think what that requires is Ben being amazing from the time he touches the floor, and I know that you think he's going to transition really quickly. I don't.
I think most of his skills will. I think his skills will transition to a point where it's not going to. His jump shot won't be a liability. Like it won't hold him back. His jump shot will hold him back a year.
I think it will a lot his first month or two as he gets used to it. I think he's going to have a rough first month, and then Twitter will turn on him, call him a bust, whatever. I think by the end of the year he'll absolutely figure it out, even if he doesn't improve the jumper. But he needs the jumper to be a superstar.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. I think the jump shot holds him back for first year or two. Because like college coaches are realizing, hey, you sag off of him. College coaches. I mentioned this on Twitter.
College coaches are better than NBA coaches. That's why you stay a year.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. Right. That's what we're supposed to be told, right? If college, I mentioned it on Twitter. If he was at the elbow and his man was in between the elbow and the basket, like directly in the middle, so he was still like 5 feet away and he couldn't do anything about it. He still blew by his guy, but in the NBA he's not going to be able to do that with that much space. So it's going to take a while. Nelson, are you leaving? I'm assuming. I think, man, did that take 10 minutes? Yeah. All right. Well, I'll go my realistic. You're signing Whiteside. You're firing Byron. You're going with Luke or Tibbs. Mm-hmm. So you're good there. You back, Nelson? You about to leave?
Yeah, like in a couple minutes.
Okay. Right. So did you hear what I said? Sign Whiteside, get Luke or Tibbs. Then you're looking for a 3. You're either going with Parsons or
Bays.
You're going with Bays. Yeah, Bays or Batum.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people say DeRozan. I just pray to God we don't.
It's coming.
Pray to God we don't do that. I'm gonna go off of mock drafts right now, of like how right now and the seeding. That's mainly the thing, is the seeding. We're number 2. Ben Simmons is most likely going 1 because this isn't really an Okafor situation. Like Ben is a freak athlete, so like you know what you're getting, like a freak athlete. So
Unless Brandon lights it up in the NCAA tournament like Winslow did.
I can't see Philly passing on him.
No, I don't see Philly. I can't see him passing on him. Is that what you said, Jamie?
Yeah. No way Philly passes on Simmons.
No way.
That thing's obsessed with trying to get themselves.
They take him and they start trading other guys like Okafor to Boston, which was a weird one at the trade deadline. So you keep the pick. You take Ingram. You have Whiteside, Ingram at the 3 and the 5. You have Tibbs on offense, or on defense. You have a killer D. On offense, whatever. But then you have Luke. Then you sign a couple guys, and you trade Lou. You could get a couple assets for Lou in the offseason. I still say like a Kelly Oubre type guy or something like that. I have one last question. I think that next year will be about 30. What'd you say, 33 to 34, Jamie?
Yeah.
Because I think it's out there too. Do you think Jeannie fires Jim if say we win 13 games this year, right? That's essentially what the pace we're on, maybe like 15 or 16.
Yeah.
Say we win 13 to 15. If we make an improvement to between 33 and 38, which I think should be within reach next year, can you honestly see Jeannie canning Jim after that?
No, I don't see it.
After a 20-game improvement in one offseason. Yeah. Other than Cleveland when they got LeBron, and then in the same offseason they got Kevin Love, like Miami when they got LeBron and Bosh and all them. Like, when was the last time you had a 20-win improvement that quickly? So what do you think, Nelson? Do you think I'm off on that one? Or do you think she hates him that much?
I think they reached a point where like he's gonna be gone eventually. I think even if they do improve, I think the window she's giving them, I think that's in her crazy mind. I think that's realistically where she thinks the team should be, and if they're not at that point, it doesn't matter what the win total is or the improvement or the young talent that we have. She's gonna can him, and she might even clean house. Like I also think that if she cans Jim, she's clean house, unless Mitch is like killing it.
My main thing usually why I argue for Jim is so I'm arguing for Mitch. That's the one thing. Like I can't see. That's the one guy. Like Mitch and Ryan West are the two guys. I'm like, yeah, well, I'm keeping them no matter what. So yeah, if she's cleaning house, that scares the crap out of me.
Well, she said, she had said somewhere that Mitch and Jim were together if they're gone.
Yeah, that scares the crap out of me because I'm sorry, Phil is not gonna fix this like in a year, like what she probably thinks. Not happening. All right. Do you think I don't know if I answered that great that last question. I think you just obviously find guys like also Bass this offseason. He's not going to be back next year. He goes to another team. You find guys like that and round it out. You find young guys to build around, continue to add to the core. That's why I keep saying Bays or Batum or whoever. So, okie dokie. Well, yeah. I think that's it. Do you have Nelson has a ton of stuff. No, you're about to leave Nelson, so he's got like 3 or 4 articles in the bank right now that he's just waiting to publish.
I actually haven't started them yet, which is sad. But let me just pull them up real quick and just read them and then leave. The importance of Lakers keeping their draft pick. How D'Angelo has progress so far. The Jaylen Brown scouting reports. Ben Simmons versus Brandon Ingram, and how I became a Laker fan and how I wanted to start writing about the Lakers and become a journalist. It's practically it.
Cool. All right, Nelson. Well, you have a good one, and
you too.
You have. Just have a good night, and remember, Luke's becoming a head coach next year. I'm sorry, I had to throw that shot in there. Do you have anything, Jamie?
Nothing from me. Jacob Rude, though, if you know him on Twitter, great follow. He'll be posting tomorrow or the next day, and we'll probably have him on a podcast soon also, so look for that. I'm not really writing much, just kind of managing the whole site from behind the scenes.
Still trying to figure out how we're going to host the podcast online so then we can get
which
it to
I think
iTunes.
we have the solution that you sent me. From what I read,
Wonderful.
I think that's going to work. So, yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, I don't have anything. I'm taking 2 classes in a month this month, so I'm going to be slammed.
Yeah, school's been killing me this semester.
Yeah. We're gonna still have to try and find times to make a pod, even if it's much shorter. We did not anticipate going this long, so but of course we always do that. So all right, well,
I think
you have
I'm
a great
free
night,
this
Jamie.
weekend if you are. If you want to get another one in, I'm pretty sure.
I can do homework and get it done.
Yeah. Right.
So maybe we can have, if Nelson is busy and TJ says that he's been crushed with time lately, maybe we can have Yumi and Jacob on.
Yeah, sure.
So, okie dokie. Well, we're glad we had up to 7 viewers tonight, and it was on and off for that, so that's awesome. So, yeah, you have a great night, Jamie.
You too. See you.
All right, later.